Well, this is me telling my life because I can't draw and I can't do like animation, so this is just about me. I was born in Somerville, South Carolina, to two parents named Vernon Hanford and Laura Butler. And I was born June 18th, 1999. And we had the perfect, idealistic, perfect life. And 2 years later, my sister came along, which is Jessica Hanford. And I love her to death. I've she's been one of my rocks that I lean on, and she's amazing. And I have an older sister named I have an older sister named I'm keeping this in. This is hilarious. I have an older sister named Audra, and she's my half sister. My mom had a pre-started family when she married my father, and I love my big sister to death. She's she has 3 kids, and they are adorable. And I love my nieces and I love my nephew. And I lived in Somerville, South Carolina for 5 years. When I turned Before I turned 5, I moved to this this well-known town called Charleston, South Carolina. And I lived there until I was about 10 to 11 years old. Then I moved to Columbia. Then after that, I I moved from Columbia to Savannah, Georgia, lived there for 6 months, and then moved to my favorite place that I've ever lived that I miss to this very day. And I lived in a little small town that no one really knows. You're it's a town that you're gonna know soon, but you don't know it yet. And it's called Leland, North Carolina. It's a small town of like 7,000 people. Everybody knows everybody. And then I lived there for 8 years. And then I moved from Leland, the small town of North Carolina, to the bigger town of Wilmington, North Carolina, which is technically a city. It's not really a city because everybody knows everybody and everything knows everything. It's annoying. I met my best friends there. I met the most lovely people in Wilmington and in Leland that are like my best friends to this day. I still talk to them as often as I can, and I just miss them to death. My best friend of all time, her name is Alyssa, and she knows everything about me. She knows everything about my little sister as well. And she became more of a sister after a while just because of how she was in our family. She became one of the key people in this little group that we had. Because my dad had adopted kids that would come over all the time. It was all of like our best friends, all of our guy friends, like everybody was welcome to this house. And then my dad, he passed away June 15th, 2017 at 4:30 in the morning. And he was at the hospital, and I knew he wasn't going to stick around long enough to see my birthday or my little sister's birthday. And my birthday was 3 days before after he passed away, and it was also Father's Day that year. So that killed me. And after that, I took a downward spiral, and I didn't know what to do. I moved out of Leland into Wilmington, went to a brand new school, senior year of high school. Moving in that last year of high school was the toughest thing I had to go through because I already had my selective few people at North Brunswick, and I loved those people. I was around them all the time. I had a ton of people at the house. I had people basically living at my house to having no one besides my family that I was living with at the time, because I was living with my mom's parents. So I was like really becoming isolated into myself. And I I got my first job that I've had in a long time at their house so I could get out for a while and experience life. And I really didn't know what to think or what to do. And I hate my fucking phone. I just didn't know what to do. So I got a job. I worked all the time. And then I quit that job, which was at Moe's Southwest Grill. I quit that job, got a new job in a month at a well-known coffee shop that I'm not gonna say because copyrighted. But it was a well-known coffee shop that everyone goes to, and I worked there from April to September, and then I quit that job, and then I was out of work for a while, so I was doing dumb things. After that, and during the time that I was working at this well-known coffee shop around my area that I used to live at, I was in this relationship for, I want to say, close to a year. I was engaged, and he cheated on me, and I left him. And then I got with this guy who turned my world upside down. I'm still sort of in love with him, but I spent every second of the time that I wasn't at work with him. I loved spending nights at his house. I loved being around him and his family and all of his friends and stuff. And I just loved being around them, and I loved him. I was falling hard for him to the point of where I did very stupid adolescent behavior, and I just did very dumb things that I would have never really done unless I wanted to adapt, and I wanted to be a part of his lifestyle, which was very difficult for me. But I did it anyway. And I was with him. I was technically talking to him the whole entire time I was with my fiance. And I was talking to him from April to October, and from July to end of October, I was at his house all the time. I worked, but I also spent the majority of my time with him. And he brought out the side of me that I haven't seen in a long time. My fun, courageous, adventurous, and also my daredevil side that I forgot I had. So knowing that I still had that in me and he brought that out was the best thing that I could ever ask for, because not a lot of people are looking for that. And now I'm just on my own. being single as a fucking Pringle, but it's whatever though. And I left Wilmington and I moved back to Columbia. And I, honest to God, I think I'm gonna like it here for a while, but then I'm still like homesick. I still miss my old life. And I just don't know at this point. Because I really want to go back home. Because that's where I left my heart. Everyone I know is there. Everyone that I love is there. That has helped me out in my life. So yeah, I just miss it. And I'm going to go back. But right now it's just for vacations. So, and that's about all about my life. But if y'all want deeper story times about like the dumb stuff I did, or like the actual stuff that's been eating me alive to actually talk to people about, just comment on this video of what y'all want to see, and then I'll possibly make it happen. But this is your girl Raylan. I gotta get a good intro, and I gotta get a good outro, because I'm working off of nothing. But like I was saying, like this video, subscribe to my channel, and if you want to, just hit that little notification bell. It'll alert you every time I post. And yeah, this is your girl Raylan, signing out. Bye.